Evening guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers. All grain stout from the good book. I was on Roy Lake's cast at the weekend and a couple of people in the chat room asked me different questions. It'd be far easier to do it on video than to try and explain. So the first one was about hop spiders. And this is my hop spider. This bit here, and the guy will know who I'm referring to, this bit here is just a toilet coupling. I think I sent him a link for one. And I drilled 3 holes in it. Put nuts one side, put the bolt through. That bit's not necessary, it was just on the bolts. Obviously you need to measure your pot to make sure it fits. This fits both of the pots that I've got. I've got a 50 litre stainless steel pot that I use on the propane outside, and the other one I'll show you in a minute, which leads on to the next question. I think that's a 4 litre paint straining bag. I got it off eBay. I think they come in a pack of 5 or whatever. Cheap as you like. Elasticated at the top. They go over the fitting, and it's all secured on with a large Jubilee clip, tightened up, sits on top of your pot, and you put your pellet hops in there. Someone in the chat room asked what is the difference between pellet and leaf hops. I don't remember who it was, but someone in the chat room said there is no difference. There is. Leading on to the second part of the question that I was asked was, what equipment do you need to start all grain? Now, if you're a kit brewer, the quickest and easiest way to get into all grain would be brewing a bag. You can do 3 gallon batches. There is a video on Brewing TV, which is Brewing TV on YouTube, and I think the episode's called Jake's Got a Brand New Bag, which is the video that I put Beer Lover 1983 brew onto, which in turn Brewmaster Ben watched, and now they both do brewing the bag. And they've both done all grain before, so they've switched to brewing the bag. It's easier, less time consuming, yada yada. That's the quickest way to do it. So all you need for that is, I think, and I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong, Brewmaster Ben's got a 30 litre pot. And with that he can do a 3 gallon batch of all grain, all in one bag. If he does it indoors on the pot, on the burner, on the stove here, he would put all the volume in one, I believe. But if he does it outside on the propane, then I think he just does a little bit of a sparge. That's the quickest and easiest way to try an all grain. If you want to go right into all grain, I didn't do brewing a bag to start, I went straight into it. I bought myself one of these jobbies. This is a plastic Electrim boiler with a controllable dial on there with numbers 1 to 10. Usually boils around number 8. It takes, probably safely, what I do is I put 20 litres in it, and then once it's got a rolling boil, then I'll add some more water to it so that I'm left with 19 litres at the end. So you can do a full all grain 23 litre batch. In that, it's got the element in there. It's stained now because I've had it for 2 or 3 years. You can get some build up on the element of scale. All I do is, once I've finished the brew, I empty this out, stand it in the bath with a spoonful of OxyClean, and there's a little bit, I don't know if you can see, a little tiny bit of build up in there, but I honestly have not scrubbed that since I bought it. So, tip for you there, if you get one of these. They do also do a digital one that I've seen. It's more expensive, it's around 90, £100. This was 70 odd quid. But I say it's lasted me 2 years plus, 3 years maybe. No problem with that. I also bought at the same time, and I know Brewmaster Ben's got this one as well. The large mash tun, and I don't know whether I'm going to be able to hold this up to the camera, probably not. This one's got the, talking you probably can't see me, that one's got the round filter at the bottom with all the tiny holes in and the hose on the top, which the homebrewshop.co.uk do sell, which is where I got that from. The boiler you can buy anywhere for that sort of money, 70 odd pounds, so you can get them where you like. Now, the leaf hop versus pellet hop question. With that boiler you can buy one of these, and it fits on the inside of the tap and filters out your hops. Works wonderfully with leaf hops, wonderfully. But when it comes to pellet hops, the holes are too big, because pellet hops break down to a fine mush, and that will block, and or you'll get hop residue coming out into your finished beer, which will obviously settle out in the fermenter, but best to keep it out if you can. I find with this, when I use leaf hops, I can just throw leaf hops straight into that boiler. They settle down to the bottom, and they themselves act as kind of a filter, as well as this, and the water's lovely and clear. That's the reason why I made the hop spider, was because I tried to use pellet hops and it blocked. So that's the difference that I can see with pellet hops and leaf hops. I don't think there's any difference in efficiency, or I think pellet hops last a bit longer in the freezer, my understanding. But if you're going to use pellet hops, use the hop spider. If you're going to use leaf hops, it doesn't matter, you can bung them straight in there. Some people use muslin bags to put them in, each to their own. But so that's Dullahan Brewing, Greg, asking about the hop spider. I don't know if you can get, you said you were having trouble finding a toilet coupling in Ireland, but I'm sure you have toilets in Ireland, and I'm sure they have them couplings. The rest of the stuff, just bolts, paint strainers you can buy off eBay. The postage would be silly because they're so light, and the large O-rings you can get from any hardware shop. Wayne Candler was the guy who was asking about the all grain. I hope that's helped. If it were me, I would probably go down the brew in a bag route. The other thing I've got which I haven't shown because it's right in the back, is my HLT hot liquor tank. That's just a Burco boiler. I think it's a 20 litre Burco boiler. So I fill that up, get it up to temperature from a sparge, do my strike water into the mash tun, dough the grains in, then I do the mash out method, which is after 60 minutes you put a certain amount of water in, hotter water, to raise the temperature of the grains. That allows me to use a 20 litre hot liquor tank without keep topping it up, because I put 5 or 6 litres extra water in for the mash out stage. I've tried doing it years ago without that, and you do have to keep topping up the hot liquor tank, or you buy a 25-30 litre hot liquor tank. So it's hot liquor tank, mash tun, boiler, fermenter, done. That's it. And then your choice, you either put them in your plastic kegs when it's fermented out, or you bottle it, or you go corny kegs, which is what I've got. So it's purely your decision which way you go and how much you spend. It can get expensive, especially when you go down that homebrew shop and all the shinies are out and you're, ooh, what can I have? So I would go definitely try the brew in a bag method first. Look at Beer Lover 1983's channel and Brewmaster Ben. They've both recently done brew in a bag, and I think Beer Lover 1983 brew can put you onto where to get the decent grain bags for your boiler. I've got the Young's one. I don't use it. I think I've used it twice for doing a brew in a bag. It's not that very good quality, and you buy them from the homebrew shop, so it's better to get a proper one, and I'm sure Grant can put you onto that. Add a 30 litre pot. That's it, all done in one area. But if you've got money to spend, get your mash tun, your boiler, your hot liquor tank, and go for it. My brewing news, I ain't got none. That's a lie. I did brew some more kits. I brewed up the festival kit, which is the spiced winter ale, which I've put the video up for that. I've also brewed, which you haven't seen, the Geordie winter warmer kit. That's now bottled. I've also brewed, this is been put onto this by Roy Lake, a turbo cider with the WLP 775 yeast, which I bottled today. I did have a little sneaky taste of the trial jar, and it does smell very happily, very much like a sort of old English Bulmers type sort of cider. I'll wait for that to condition in a bottle, and then I can chill that down and try that. That is all my news. My fermenters are empty, but I do have lots of beer to drink. Oh, one more thing. It's not out here. Ooh, must be 8 months, a year ago, I brewed some banana wine. And I bottled it up with Wilkinson's bottles and corks. And the corks were a bit shit, and they kept falling apart every time we tried to use them, take them out. They used to just crumble into the bottle. They were a mess. So I just gave up on them. I was going to throw them away, but I opened a bottle to throw it away, and the cork came out cleanly. Maybe it was an odd one, I don't know. But the banana wine is lovely. I haven't chilled it down. It's sitting out there now, one of those cork stoppers on it. But it was lovely, and I got that from new to homebrew Tom, he did a banana wine, so I thought I'd give it a go. It's probably over a year ago. Time flies. I've got no idea what fucking day it is, let alone month. But yes, coming. It really is lovely. That's me done. No other updates. Wayne and Greg, if you need any more information, contact me. I will do my best to help you. But that's it. Cheers, guys. I will see you soon. Cheers.